Well, there you are. Again. Charlie Greer podcast again. I do this every day. Today, Mr. Lip Sync. Motherfucking shit. Is this better? Yeah, that's better. Fuck. Ozzy. Put a fork in it, man. Retire him. Are you kidding me? He was already. Shit. I love Ozzy. Let me start off rather bad. Me and my dad went and saw Ozzy back when I was like 15. My dad loved Ozzy Osbourne. I do too. That's why I'm saying this. Get his ass off stage. I mean, lip sync it. That song, for one, Adam Wakeman, that producer guy who was playing bass that night, his shitty production. There's this auto tuning and compression. Dude, come on, man. And who is this Adam Wakeman? Fucking shit dick twink. I mean, come on. Nobody's. I know the newest software. I know Pro Tools 11. Come on, seriously? That's what it is. You know how many cool motherfuckers I know? No. And why is he? I mean, do you really have to? How much money Ozzy has generated? And his wife Sharon, shit, she was on The View or one of those things. You know how much money she was making? Don't you save any money? Don't you have like an investment account or some kind of whatever, man? A portfolio of, with that kind of money, you can get like franchises and shit. You can have Starbucks and McDonald's and God knows what, man. So yeah, I'm sorry, but Ozzy reunited with Tommy Iommi from Black Sabbath. How many another reunions? There ain't no. You guys have done it like every 6 weeks. People don't give a shit anymore, man. It's so diluted. So yeah, Ozzy and Tommy from Black Sabbath, they show a surprise appearance at the Birmingham something or other sport. I don't know. And did a surprise, got Ozzy on a pedestal. And if you look behind him, he's like strapped to they got like this thing. He just had surgery on his back and neck. I mean, get him out there. He's bouncing around. Anybody knows you sing, you can't bounce. It messes with your vocal cords, and you get it. He's not even that good lip singer. I mean, that's the worst lip singing I probably have ever seen and sounded. None of those people were playing live. The guitars, it looked like and they might even had it on so they could hear themselves, but that wasn't. That was bad. The worst. And I'm kind of pissed off because, man, I love Ozzy. Let it go. Let him, he can record and stuff like that. Keep his ass in the studio if you're going to work him like a rented mule. Shit. And his drummer now, Tommy Clatifo, whatever the fuck his name is, little twink. I've had to deal with him too. I never met him, but he was trying to buy some guitars for me. Trying to lowball me on some shit. And kind of come up with, dude, who the fuck are you? I don't give a shit. I should release his phone number and his email. I won't dox him though. Guess what? I've met Ozzy 25 damn years ago. John, he said his name was. My name's John. Okay, John. Cool. I met him a few times. I had conversations with Ozzy Osbourne, man. Have you even had a conversation with Ozzy Osbourne? Whoever's in his band now. You'd have to show up and Sharon scold you. Get up there and don't look at him. That's why I care. I'm an OG Ozzy Black Sabbath fan. I hate to see what they're doing to him, man. He just had surgery, dude. Do you really need to just squeeze come on. You're killing his legacy. Don't you know that? Don't you understand any fucking thing, these people? It's his wife, Sharon. See, that's what, come on. And she's probably got people around her. I get that too. But why don't you take a little load off the. You had a TV or on a TV. Come on, shit, man. Do we really need another shitty Ozzy Osbourne album, or to see his? He's not well. I mean, so they do this performance in Birmingham, where Black Sabbath is from, and it's just sad to watch. Obviously, they're playing to a tape. Milli Vanilli would be blushing, like, oh God, they're doing, leave it be. You got him strapped to a. Watch the footage of it and look behind. He's got like a back thing on. He's probably chained through that robe he's wearing is probably connected to that. And why isn't anybody saying anything? I mean, a few people are, but nobody in the industry, nobody that knows Ozzy, do they dare not? Are they so scared of Sharon Osbourne? Maybe so. Her dad was a Don Arden. He's a scary motherfucker. Who ended up penniless. How do you end up penniless after you've had like the Small Faces and Steve Marriott and God knows what else? And he had Ozzy, he had Jet Records. Remember Jet Records? That was Don Arden. People were scared of Don. He was like a mobster. I'm in the music industry. Yeah, right. Do they dare not? Oh no, we better not say anything about. See, we don't want to. And they're like, why is Geezer Butler not there? Because he fell. He was on a boat. He cracked a rib. Yeah. I get it. He probably was like, man, I got my integrity. I don't. And his wife, what's her name? Was an executive, like a music executive, signing bands back in the day. Back when I was in Hollywood, when I 98 in the early 2000s, they were. She was I don't even know what you'd call her. A&R is, I don't know. Geezer's wife. Geezer seems to have a little bit more compassion, and he's a vegetarian. He's got some foresight. And Tommy Iommi, okay. I love those albums without Ozzy. In like the late 80s, mid 90s, up to mid 90s, he had, what was his name? God, what was that guy's name? Anyway, at the time I thought they were like, Headless Cross. Like, oh man, this is the worst shit I've ever heard. But now, because I was seeing it through the eyes of I want to see Ozzy, I was kind of like not giving it a chance. But those are amazing albums. They did like 5 or 6 with this Tony something or other. He great. The album Tyr, Tyr. Listen to that. I mean, man, it's just really good, top notch. Tony, what was his name? Anyway, so you have to. But man, what was the purpose of that? To show him that he just had. Everybody knows, it was all over the news. He said major surgery. Was it the show? Hey, we're about to put him out there again. Shoot him with B12 shots in the ass and some. God knows what they're going to get him on stage. How old can Ozzy be? How old is he? He's got to be like Black Sabbath's first album came out, 1970? I wasn't even born yet. I was born like 71. And he had about 20. He's got to be in his 70s, man. He's got to be an old dude. And he's lived Ozzy Osbourne's life. My God. That's shit. Sharon, if you're listening, please, hell, find something else, a tribute. I don't know, do something. Let him paint or whatever he's going to do. Let him record albums like every 6 months. Release an album. Have an Ozzy tribute tour and let him come out. Pardon me. Strap him to that thing. Let him bounce around while he lip syncs. Have all the other, get that Tony dude. I don't know. Shit. It's better than putting him in. I mean, do you know? That's how delusional people are. It's great. Hey, look at Ozzy. No, it isn't. It's like watching someone stomp a puppy or something. It's like, damn, stop the shit. What are you doing? Have a heart. It just pisses me off. I'm the biggest Ozzy Osbourne fan. My dad and I went to see Ultimate Sin tour. Metallica opened up. It was their Masters of Puppets tour, which I didn't like Metallica. They were booed in Nashville. And I just don't like Metallica, man. They're in a closet big enough for those down low motherfuckers to hide in. And nothing against that, but I just don't like their whole. I just don't get it, man. But yeah, my dad and I saw Ozzy at the. So we're up front, but kind of on the side there. They like when the the seats start. We're standing there. Somebody threw like a firework or some kind of like something or other, and it landed in my dad's collar and like boom, oh shit, he got burned up. And so we went out, and this was a municipal auditorium, so he's like, I'll just hang out here for a while, go on back in, have a cigarette or whatever. And I did. And I was worried, go check on Pops. We call him Pops. Went out there, and he, shit you not, this is honest God truth, was sitting there talking with Al Gore, who at the time was like the senator or some shit for Congress or something like that for Tennessee. And I came up and I was like, I knew who he was, Al Gore. And what are you doing here? My kids. I brought my kids here. Well, what about your wife is doing the whole, what was that called where they went after Ozzy? They went after all these bands. That was just, politics. But my dad, my kids are big Ozzy fan. Huh? And my dad and Al were just like, act like they're, maybe he knew Al Gore. I don't even know. They're like, hey, they're sitting there. It's a strange, mysterious world, people. So I went back in and finished the concert. Ozzy was amazing. Metallica, I mean, for one, Metallica, and there's probably footage of this. James Hetfield was in a cast and he had a sling. I guess he said on stage, he said, don't drink beer while you're skateboarding. That's what he said. And then they had this like sheet or something and a light so you could see a shadow. And he said his roadie, Jim Marshall or somebody, was playing guitar for him. You could see the guitar, you could just see a shadow of the dude. So he was in this sling like this and just walking around singing. And I knew who Metallica were. I'd had that first album on cassette. I just didn't, like the dirty, sleazy stoner kids you went to high school with, just that's Metallica. And Lars is a rich kid. Dad was a tennis pro, Orange County bullshit. Just not into him, man. And I have a story. One of these days, I'll tell that story about the after hours Metallica party I was kicked out of during like the Load era. Load, just everybody's gonna know this nefarious shit eventually, and a lot of people do know, and most people won't give a shit, but their truth windows are like Metallica's are nailed shut with another piece of plywood and a fucking sheetrock and a brick wall and all that. They're not who they say they are. I mean, live your life. But, damn near Metallica, man, I kind of credit Metallica with killing rock and roll and that whole circle of people around them and those industry fuckers. They were only going to work with certain motherfuckers and you had to do certain things. Metallica, right in front of the line. I mean, I can't stop censoring myself here. And again, live your life. I'm not no snitch. But fuck you that I don't fucking know. And people would get that gut feeling, get around and tell you, well, we'll figure that out. You're an adult. And they probably have, they're always touring. It's probably, you have to. At that point, you're around fucking, and I guarantee you that money, Metallica, they ain't making all that money. I guarantee it. They probably get like 1/10 of the gross or something like that. Like nothing. They're not getting 90% of their money generated. The gross for taxes is going to God knows who. And I kind of know who they are, but I don't know their name. They switch them back. There's some kind of bean counting freaks. Yeah, they'll be lip syncing soon too. They're already playing the backing tracks, and they come on. Ozzy's next tour, which is, I guess it's coming up. Get ready for some lip syncing good times, because that's what's gonna happen. Mr. Ground. Yeah, and they just sound like the tape they were playing to sounds like some kind of Ariana Grande song. You know what I'm saying? The production. Let those amps breathe. Get some separation. Don't, I'm talking about your track. What the hell, dudes? And who is this Adam Wakeman out of nowhere? He's everybody. He's the king. He's the mayor and the sheriff. He's probably dating some executive shit. Or he's the spittoon for the industry or something. Look up what spittoon is. Yeah, it angers me. And I before I say this, I'm not talking about me when I say this, but I know motherfuckers who are amazing, talented. You'll never know, because they're normal people. Granted, they have a little grit. I'm talking about they won't do certain things. That's all you're seeing. It was always kind of like that, but not now. It's 100%. That's it. Done with. Dude, Ozzy's, I'm sure it's affecting his, well, for one, people don't buy albums. They download and stream. Do you really want to, and I saw his last Patient Number 9 or some shit. Again, you could be working with some great songwriters, man. You could be, dude, grab Ginger from the Wild Hearts or somebody that knows how to write a tune. And, he could probably write the best Ozzy tune. It's somebody, man. Somebody's got, fuck. And people around him that are like producers, whatever, they're not fans of his music. They're not. They've never, maybe they went and bought something. Oh, let me freshen up on what Ozzy does. Shit. It's horrible. More people need to speak out. People this is chocolate ice cream. Take a bite. Man, that's shit. No, it's not. That's the world we live in. And people are like, okay, this is all connected. I know it sounds like it is. First thing, it's Ozzy. Now you just man, Ozzy Osbourne, bless his heart, John, when I met him, couldn't catch a cab on his own, bro. He can't. He's Ozzy. I mean, now he won't. Shit. There's probably like this. Move your lips. I was like, he just, you'll be lip syncing. So you gotta, maybe they got the shocking him. Like, I mean, shit. Cattle prodding his ass out there. And Ozzy, when I say Ozzy now, I have to mention Sharon. She's like the 5th member of the band. They're known and have been known since it started. They don't pay the people in their band anything. I mean, they don't make that much money. I'm talking about his replacement player. Damn it, Ozzy's had everybody in his band, man. Fuck. And of course, there'll probably be a hologram. Oh, Ozzy hologram concert. Just book a stadium tour, kind of like Motley Crue. Ozzy's last, bring in Black Sabbath, do a whole thing, like a long concert where it's just like Ozzy, bring out Jake E. Lee, bring out the guys in Black Sabbath, bring out whoever, all those dudes are around, and make it a show. People would like that. Bring in other people who are, singers that can help it. Bring back, what's his name? Robert Mason, the guy that used to sing for him backstage. This is in the 90s. Robert Mason is a singer of Warrant now. He was the shadow vocalist for Ozzy in the 90s, meaning the guy backstage, they had a camera where they'd have Ozzy's face. So he's back, had a screen. He's back there singing, Mr. Ground. So Ozzy's singing too, but he's like shadow vocalist. Where's he at? Bring him back. Hell, he's still, he could do, fuck. And get ready when he does tour and they start on YouTube, they'll have clips of his. Every song will sound the same night after night after night. Because they're singing to a friggin' song. I mean, they're just lip syncing to, the guitars aren't even live. The bass is not plugged in. The drums aren't mic'd. I mean, it's just stupid. If you watch that drummer, he's doing the, shit, man. And again, that guy had some dealings with on, I was selling guitars, and I was selling some pretty badass Telecasters that he wanted. And I was like, oh, I'm Ozzy's drummer. I'm also in Black Sabbath. I'm everything. I'm the mayor, the sheriff. I'm the Pinocchio, everybody. Oh, cool. So I gave him a deal, like a good deal. Like, I think, I'm not shitting you, it was like $700 for this. And I go, look, you can have it for $400. He comes back, he's like, man, $300. Dude, if I've already given you almost fucking 50% off, don't fucking come back to me with another $100. What do you want me to do? Wipe your ass too? Go fuck yourself. You don't even know. That tells me everything about you. And I even told him, I said, look, and he scolded me and this is through email and on the phone. And I was like, oh yeah, how's Ozzy doing? Like, that's all I said. Oh, how dare you mention Ozzy? Mention Ozzy? How old are you? Young buck. You were a kid when I met Ozzy. Not just shook his hand, but I a few times I've met John Osborne. He was shaking like a leaf. I mean, scab, replacement scab. You're just a scab. You're a replacement player, man. I have no respect for any of y'all. Granted, I tried to do it myself when I was younger. I wanted to make some money. If there was any money to be made doing that. But I get it. You want to be famous. You want a little bit of money. I'm in so-and-so. I'm not coattail riding off anybody. I tried. And I was just like, oh, man, I can't. And I've been asked. I'd rather people not know who I am than be known for something like that. See, I just come from that school. I can't be that. I got to stand on my own. Call it fucking ignorance, call it confidence, call it bullheadedness, call it whatever. I ain't the one. I'm going to be me. Whether that sucks or not, at least I did me. I don't want to be somebody else. Oh, yeah, I'm here. Nuh-uh. For one, I don't play live anymore. You would never see me lip syncing. I don't even care. Like, hey, you'll be on the Top of the Pops or whatever it is now. You could be on Good Morning America. You got to lip sync. I'll be like, no, absolutely not. Because the fans are going to know, Again, I don't have no fans, but I mean, shit. I'm a fan of me. That sounds conceited and stupid, but I am. I just need enough money not to worry about money. I figured that out a long time ago. Money, you gotta impressing people. We did something. I could hear it sharing. We did this year. We did top last year. It's shit. Again, the illusion of power. I've talked about this many times on my podcast. That people, you got a little bit of money. You think you got power, or do you? Fuck. They have she has a horrible reputation behind the scenes, but everybody kisses her ass because she's Sharon Osbourne, who's a nepotist. Again, her father was Don Arden, who was like a scary music executive, now this is what they said. She wrote a book and she put it in their book. He put a hit on them back in the early 80s. I mean, it's in her book. Maybe it's just a play hit. Oh, I'm going to have you, I don't know. They had to live in their tour bus. They talk about it in the book. I read that shitty book. Maybe she needs to sell books and said, okay, whatever. But that's her words, not mine. Or their words, whoever it is. Or somebody who wrote that book. They probably hired somebody. Adam Wakeman, maybe. But Ozzy was lip syncing, just the worst lip syncing shit I've ever seen. And I'm sure people are like, oh, Ozzy, see, put a fork in it, man. It's done. It is overcooked. Well done. Just dry and, burnt to a crisp. Burnt to a cinder at this point. Don't you have any kind of, can't just concentrate on his merch? Just make more t-shirts. You could sell. You could do better. I mean, do they owe money? Pardon me. A lot of people, when they're desperate, they have to, or do they have to? Are they an earner? Meaning like, look, when you sign this deal, you got to give us 10 or 20 million a year, or, they don't care about any kind of whatever's going on. That's what people think about, like gangs and the mob. You're like, oh yeah, you're an earner. Even if you get to a certain level, here you are. You kick you, beat you in, or whatever. You gotta generate something every week, every month. You better have that money. That's what it's all about. Forget about. That's why people do crazy shit. I'm not saying that they are. It seems strange that they need to be generating all this shit. How many mansions do you have? Or do you need? See, crazy motherfuckers, it's just about the maniacal drive and just having a ton of people around you that you just control. And Aleister Crowley would be saying, dude, come on, shit, I get it. But let him rest a bit. Let him sit on the beach in Hawaii for a couple of weeks and just kind of, get some sun on him. Another thing, put him in the sun. He looks like, let him get some natural vitamin D, man. Get some. I feel for John. I feel for Ozzy. John is Ozzy. I'm pissed about it, man. Because I have a little bit more understanding about how these things operate, how things go, and a lot of times these people behind the scenes, at first they'll be like, oh, they caught us, and then they get mad, like, and then they put their foot to the pedal, like, I don't give a damn. They have no, it's just maniacal drive, just go, they know the car is going to crash, they don't give a shit. And speaking of crashing, what the fuck happened to Anne Heche, the shit that drove into a house? Who was she running from? Or, again, I'm just speculating. It's my humble opinion. I don't know. But things are weird. And who are these people don't talk about? Because there's a lot more of them than the people that you see. Man, I'm going to pray for John and Sharon. And also those shitty scabs in his band. And Tommy or whatever. But dude, he wasn't even playing guitar. There's a minute where he turns around and it's just like, he's like, God damn it, And that song he's lip syncing to is just the worst recording. It sounds like it hasn't even been mastered. There's no bottom end. It's just like, a concert, there's just different, there's white noise and, thump, and it's not some kind of, again, Ariana Grande song. It sounds like the same production of a Kanye song. Like, man, come on, it's rock and roll. Give it a little bit of air to breathe, do something. Yep. We're going to put him up there on that pedestal, strap him to that chiropractic thing that he, and you better get out there, Ozzy. And also, Ozzy, you said that surgery, don't be bouncing, man. Unless you want another surgery. And that's probably the next thing's going to, Ozzy's injured from one performance at the Birmingham, Or maybe they are working him like a rented mule just to, oh, shit. How many life insurance policies are on Ozzy? Oh, fuck. I had to say that. I mean, that's a speculation. Again, I don't know. Maybe he doesn't have any life insurance. My humble opinion. But I'm pissed off at some of this shit that I shouldn't even care. But I'm a huge Black Sabbath, Ozzy Osbourne fan. You know how much joy they've given me? Black Sabbath in volume. Come on. I mean, my first, we played Black Sabbath, just Iron Man. That's one of the first songs I learned. I kind of took a page out of Ozzy's book on my vocals. I didn't want to be a screamer in 80s, all, no, be like Ozzy, just, Ozzy is a great singer, great performer. He doesn't get the credit that fucking Ozzy Osbourne, man, shit. And again, the life he's lived, how much could you imagine snorting ants and shit? I mean, fuck. He's lucky to be alive. Forget that he lived, that he ain't all ate up with just everything. Is a miracle of God. That's you want to know, you want a reason to believe that God is alive, is a thing? Look at Ozzy. And you think, well, it'd be Satan. No, man, Ozzy, again, I've met him. You can tell when you meet people. And he's a littler dude. I'm 6'2". He seemed, I could feel him. I felt sorry for him, man. And he wasn't in that good of a shape. I mean, that was back fucking like 98. Was that 25 years ago? Please, just, again, do one last tour. Let it last for a couple years. Do like the Ozzy tribute, with Black Sabbath and special guests, and get all those old guitarists, everybody that's alive, bass players, everybody. Robert Mason, the Ghost Buddy, get them all. Get a couple guys from Metallica, James Hetfield to sing a song with, duets and shit. Let people, that people would buy that. I'd go see that. Don't fool us with some kind of Pinocchio. I got no strings. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Give it a rest. Invest. If you need the money, then do you owe money? Again, I don't know why they'd be doing it. I don't know why there's no compassion, that you would not want to. Aren't you embarrassed? Do you have any? Nope, not me. There's people like that too, no matter what they do. I just peacocking around knowing they're doing the wrong thing. Look, I love you, Ozzy. I know you'll never hear this or see this. I love Ozzy. I love Tony. Please, I'm begging. Look, I do this every day, ranting like a madman. And of course, my book, Rant of the Madman by Charlie Greer. Google it, Amazon, wherever you can buy that or download. There's download. They ain't paid me in 20 years, but but you'll have enough money to get a lawyer to go after him. But I love y'all. I'll be back here tomorrow. Be blessed. Cheers.